Hello, everyone. I'm Trevor from Sunset Synths, and welcome to the Joy of Patching. Today I've got my small groove box system, so we're going to take a more rhythmic forward approach to this patch. So I'm going to start by putting together my standard drum section, which is grids and peaks. Grids is going to be my clock, master clock for this patch, and sequence peaks, and the 2 HP hat as well. So let's go ahead and get that put together. And I, of course, like to always use the green and pink Sunset patch cables that we've got available in our shop. All right, so now that I've got those put together, let's go ahead and patch the outputs into the 2 HP mix. I like to do this as a submix. It frees up some channels in my main mixer later on. It also allows a little bit more flexible routing. And then let's get that into the main mixer. All right, so let's move around and find a different sequence here. And it usually doesn't take very long. Shorten that tail a little bit. Let's slow it down. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and start clocking up some other things that we're going to need. I'm going to start with the main output, or I'm sorry, the main clock, and put it into the RCD clock divider. And I'm also going to take the reset and run it into the RCD as well. And I'm using a stackable here because I might end up using it elsewhere. And I like to just have it handy still. Alright. And then so the main output out of the mixer is running through the Modbap performer. So we're going to add some stuff in there later on. But right now let's get the clock and make sure some of our effects are dialed in. It doesn't like the swing on there. Cool. Okay, so now that we've got that put together, let's add some samples from the Endorphines Two of Cups here. Absolutely love this thing, and it's fun just to kind of go through. I'm still using Julia's presets on there. So let's start by taking the accent out of grids. So this is going to be a little bit of a combo, kind of a mix between the kick and the snare, rather than being a constant clock pattern. And then I've got some just recycled sequences in here. I'm not sure what these are. Look pretty basic, but let's see what we got going here. So let's just because I'm familiar with how Julia's banks are, I'm gonna put. It looks like the one on the left's got a little bit more going on, so I'm gonna add that to the channel 2. So I'm gonna put the left channel of Ornament and Crime into the right channel here. So let's. And then trigger it. And then we'll take the output. And you know, before we bring that in, I'm going to reassign the chaos knob here to add a little bit of randomness in here, just because that was just getting a little too. Let's see if we can. Real okay. All right, so let's kind of get lost in that, so let's just commit to that for now, and let's move into the samples here. So I've got it into channel 3. Slow it down a little bit. Take that reset and just run it in here just to make sure I've got the, there we go, the accent on the right syllable. One more time. There it is. So that's cool. That's fun. Let's add some effects in here. So I've got 3 effects in here. I've got the Bad Comrade from Recovery, along with the new cutting room floor, and the Milky Way from Endorphins. Let's start by putting the Bad Comrade, or our drums, through the Bad Comrade. So what I'm going to do is kind of like a parallel processing setup here. So I'm going to take, excuse me, not running in here. And then I'll start to bring that in. So since I'm using it as a parallel, or setting up kind of like parallel processing here, I've got the mix all the way up, and then I'm controlling here, so that way I'm getting kind of the full effect, and then I'm dialing in how much of that I want back in, and then I've got my dry mix here. Gives it a really huge sound. We're gonna rein it back in there just a little bit. So now let's try out this cutting room floor with our sample. Kind of fun to start at the extremes. I'm gonna start with them all the way down, start with them all the way on. We'll try it with all the way down. Grabbing the freeze when one of the samples is in there. Let's isolate that. I like it on that low one right there. Let's add some reverb just to that, because I don't want the drums to get muddied up in that. And I like to use the reverb on the performers to kind of add reverb to my snare with having to use it, or use an effects module just on the snare. Gives it kind of a gated snare sound. I'm sure I could also use some sort of envelope from the snare and CV controller to trigger that, but it's just too much fun to play. Alright, so let's get back to that. And it looks like my Milky Way is already set up on reverb. Really dreamy. Alright, so let's play around with it, kind of see how it feels. So I've got one more sample voice available, so let's use it. utilize a little bit more of this Modbap performer here. So let's turn on the compressor. I'll hold this here. I'm gonna try and get our ratio around like, let's do like 3, maybe 4 to 1. Let's see what happens if we take our kick here and use it as an envelope for sidechain. Just see what happens. kind of cool. That was fun. Yeah, so that side chain's nice. It's kind of tightened everything up. Yeah, this one's a lot of fun. Cool. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Joy of Patching. Again, I'm Trevor from